So this is a cold knife, but what's better than a cold knife? A hot knife.
You shouldn't know how to make a man feel special. Oh, don't mind me, I feel...
So a little while back there was like a viral craze of people heating knives up and then like chopping through stuff. And although it was quite satisfying, it generally was just for inquisity and just for a bit of fun.
But maybe it could be useful.
Wrong lens. I mean, spreading butter? Cutting rope? What about cutting meat and searing it at the same time? Or, of course, if you're into 3D printing, you could use for like smoothing or cutting 3D printing bits. Which brings me round to why we're doing this video. It's YouTube Maker's Secret Santa! Yes, of course, it's that time of year when all the makers in the YouTube community, we all make stuff for each other. Now, this year I have drawn Emily the Engineer, which open sourced actually. I tried to give her the nickname of E.T. because obviously Emily the Engineer, E.T.E. E.T. She weren't that impressed with it and it didn't stick, but never mind. Emily's a real cool girl. She is very funny and she loves 3D printing. She's done like a massive boaty. She's done a lot of SpongeBob stuff and of course she's most famous because she's made like full-on Iron Man suits and they are absolutely fantastic. So, I'm going to make her a device which will heat a knife up, but not just a knife, any knife. Massive ones, small ones, she can just put it in, boom, and it'll heat it up. Brilliant idea, Colin, and a lovely present. Who doesn't like scorching hot knives? Right, how are we going to do this? Now, easiest way, of course, is just use a blowtorch. I can't just send her a blowtorch, can I? Not really a present, is it? Also, this is taking too long. Beautiful. Ooh, cheese. Oh, it smells good. That's the good cheesy smell. We like that. We don't talk about the bad cheesy smell. Can I pick it up? So, the better way to do it is with electric. Now, we've got the old trusty microwave transformer here with one of the coils removed and then a big thick cable wrapped round. It goes round twice pretty much and then comes out the other end. And then if we plug this in and put the knife in it. Right, turn you on. Put you on there. Go on, get in there. Right, go on. There we go. And then this will heat the niter. The knife. There we go. Beautiful. Burning the wood. Oh, we're on fire. And you can touch it. You don't get electrocuted. Now, I've used this exact same method to make a toaster knife years ago. So, this, exactly the same setup. Transformer, coil removed, big fat cables wrapped through the top, wrapped round, but rather than it being going onto two bare ends, it basically connects to these two copper pipes which go down and then of course the knife blade crosses between them. So, when you've got a bit of bread and you go to cut it, you're supposed to toast it as it goes through it. Toast, burn, you know, you make your mind up. Now what I want to do is not a fixed knife, I want it so you can put anything in it and it heats up. So any knife of any size. Right, let's go and get some bits, see how we're going to do it. Okay, I've got a selection of bits. Now I can't go too crazy because there's a £75, $100 spending limit on these Secret Santa projects. So this is what I've got. I think I've got a rough idea of how I'm going to do this, so I'm going to go off, work out how I'm going to put it all together, but while I'm doing that, here's an idea what you can get somebody for Christmas. Got family members and don't know what gifts to get them? Well, why not give them the gift of internet security with Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. Now, you only actually need one membership and the whole family's protected. Protected against price discrimination. If you're booking flights to see relatives this holiday, then with Surfshark you can change your virtual location, which can save you money on tickets. This can also include once you arrive at your destination, as pre-booked transfers at local rates are often cheaper. Protected against not seeing everything the streaming world has to offer. For example, by changing your server location, you can stream the US version of Netflix, which may show additional series of shows you don't have in your country of origin.
They also show different films across the year too. Protected on public Wi-Fi. If you're out with your family over Christmas, your devices can be hacked over public Wi-Fi to gain access to passwords and your data. Protected against slow internet when gaming. Gaming uses a lot of bandwidth, so your internet provider can see this and throttle you down, making your connection slower. But Surfshark encrypts your traffic, so hides what you're doing from your service provider, so your new game at Christmas is less likely to lag.
And you can get all of this and more at the best offer I've ever been able to give you.
Go to surfshark.com/Colin and get 4 months of extra Surfshark at an unbeatable price. This is a special deal that won't come around again soon, so catch it while you can.
Right, Colin, how are you getting on? We're building this knife heater. Okay, this is what I've created in my festive shed. Now, it's all right, we've got this little slidey bit here. We've got some little ball springs. It's all looking very furs. I like it. This is the idea. You put the knife in between this contact, you push it up against this, and then the more knife you want heating, the further you push it in. What's a lovely idea, Colin. I thought, that's a brilliant design. However, there are many problems. The first one, because you are touching just the tip of the knife, you're trying to put all that current through the tip. The tip gets hot first and basically melts the tip off your knife. That's not very good. The second problem, to make up for this flex here, I used a thinner bit of wire which connected onto this. That would take too much current, get too hot, the whole thing would set fire to itself. So generally, there's a lot of problems here. There's too many moving parts, and it looks very nice, but it's just a bit poor. Doesn't work very well. So I've made this. Now this is better. So basically you get the knife, you put it on the centre pin, across the plate, and then of course you pull it across more if you want to heat more knife up. But we've got problems here as well, people. This little plastic cover thing here, of course, that gets too hot, sets fire to itself, and then this basically starts to burn the wood and starts to set fire to the box. But it's nearly there. It just needs a little bit more of a heat sink. So we have the final design. Furze's hot or not heater. Yes, now this one does work very nicely. We've got these nice tall plates which stick out. They go right down to the bottom, so this acts as like a bit of a heat sink. Should everything get too hot and start setting fire to itself, there's this little removable plate which you can put another one back in if that happens, but it hasn't yet. So then, you basically put the knife on, and of course you slide it up depending on how much of the knife you want to get hot. Now, I shall give this a demo in a minute, but I think we need to make another one of these for Emily that's a bit more customised for her. What did you say? Something about a quick instructional build montage?
Now, if for some reason you want to build one of these, you're going to need one of these, a microwave transformer. Now, it has to have 2 connections here, not 3, like this one. First off, we need to remove the coil of death, the secondary coil. This is normally the top one, the one with the finer windings. Never turn a microwave transformer on with this on, you might die. Now, you can drift it out, you can cut it, you can smack it out. There's various ways, you decide. Each of them are just as frustrating as the other. Once removed, there's these little bits in between, get rid of them. Chop this other little coil which sits in the middle, and then get rid of this little packagey insulation stuff. Find a chisel, makes a lovely job of this. You'll then be left with this, which kind of looks like a robot with a funny smile. Next up, we need some nice fat cable. Now, most cable that you buy off the shelves in the UK is multi-core, just like this, but we need a nice big thick singular one. Now, the easiest place to get to that is a car jump lead, but they tend to be all insulation and not much cable. So I've found the best thing to do, hijack your welder and get the earth lead off it. Brilliant! Now, next thing we need to do is weave it through the transformer. Now, because we're using a big fat cable, this is going to be tricky. So I'll give a bit of a hammering, flatten it up, give it a bit of lube, pull it through, 2 or 3 wraps is enough, boom. Now I need something to mount it on. Now, I put some 12mm ply, my laser cutter, which is a bit thick for my laser cutter to cut, so I'm kind of using it as like a bit of a guide for me to then saw. I also set the laser cutter's power and speed with just the right amount so it actually routes a little slot in the ply, which is perfect for me to put my little side panels in. Next up, I got some of the finest Lincolnshire 12mm stainless rod to make myself some little roddy bits to the side. Cut them down to size, drilled, tapped them on the lathe. You'll see what they're for in a minute. I then cut these lovely shapes at a bit of a 4mm plate, which will have these little feet welded onto the bottom, just like so. Then, with the wood nicely stained up, I get them little rods I made on the lathe and screw them in all 4 corners with some beautifully countersunk Allen keys. Then, we mount the transformer and put a little screw on the mains cable because we wouldn't want that getting pulled out, would we? No, Colin. I then laser cut some square acrylic panels and engraved the colinfurze safety tie warning logo. These are then placed in the laser cut slots. The 2 heat plates are mounted and the cables from the coil are connected individually to each one of them. The lid is then fitted and the sacrificial, what's that thing, just things you might get burnt, the might get burnt panel.
Oh, and now we have another one. This one's for Emily because it's got a name on it. Emily the engineer. Very nice, Colin. Editor Colin here. I've just noticed I've spelt a name wrong on it. It's Emily the engineer edition. So if you go and watch her video after this, be sure to comment Emily the engineer. Now, I did think about putting like a little light bulb on the top, so when you switch it on, you know when the power's on. But I was thinking, I'm not sure what bulb fitments you Americans have, because we've got these bayonet ones, which is like a push and twist, or these screw ones, what you screw in. But these are called like E22s, E for electric, and then 22mm thread. And I'm like, Americans aren't going to have a 22mm thread, are you? You're going to have like 764 gopher feet or whatever you measure stuff in these days. So I didn't bother. Right, better get this parcelled up and sent off to her. Oh, don't let me forget. I've put a British plug on it so she can invite everybody in her neighbourhood round to see what a proper plug looks like. Okay, let's have a little play with this. Right, let's turn the bad boy on. Oh, that is getting hot. Oh, this is going to scare the hell out of her. Oh, I got a bend in the knife. That is so hot. Well, that's knackered, that, isn't it? My God, it welds it to it. Absolutely. I don't know what you've made here, Colin. Got another bit of steak. Push it to the thicker part of the knife, Colin. Now, I'm aware there is another way of doing this with a coil. Though you put the knife into it, it doesn't even heat it, but it's like, electronically it's a little bit more involved, it's like transistors and stuff. Electronics are not my specialty, so this is very much the easier one. Oh, yes! Oh, keep it up. Oh God, it heats the blade up immediately. Yeah. Tastes disgusting. What about something really thin, like a bit of TIG rod? It's like a light bulb. Oh, you can see it's like oxidising and flicking all the stuff off. That's it. It's gone. It's melted. Oh, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Never mind the TIG rod. What about the tungsten? This is tungsten. This should get way brighter and hotter. Jeebus. Oh my God, that's literally like a light bulb. Let me go and get some sunglasses or something. That is bright. What about a spade? Come on, spade! I mean, I don't know why you'd want a red hot spade. I mean, I could just leave it now. It's kind of welded itself to it. No, we're cooking the box now. Yeah, that's now the box cooking. Oh dear. Okay, no to spades. Potential actual real use for this thing. Butter in the winter in the UK, can't spread it. It's just too thick. Look, it just tears the blooming, the bread to bits. Right, so if you don't blind yourself, just a quick tap. Oh man, look at that. Literally the merest of touches. Now we're spreading. Maybe if it wasn't quite so powerful, it would actually be useful. Okay, it just melts things and destroys things. But that is kind of furs, isn't it? I think my brain has mostly been taken over by the project down there, which has a little bit of an update. We've now got the starting of a return wall, so the room nearly has 4 walls rather than just 3. I'm getting excited now because I'm starting to get towards the end of the point where we can start covering it over. Boom. Now, of course, this is YouTube Baker's Secret Santa. It's not just about what I've made someone, it's about what someone has also made for me. I got a knock on the door yesterday. Check this out. How cool is that? So, this is from Sam, channel name Look Mum No Computer. You have heard some of his music on my videos because he's basically a musician. I've used quite a few of his tracks in the past. Now, he makes synthesizers, he makes music stuff, you name it. If it's musical, he'll take it to parts and he'll make it. Now, what this is a musical doorbell because he knows I've got some funky doorbells. I've got one in here, I've got one in the house, and I've got one in the bunker. So this one is for the secret garage. It's got this nice, wonderful vintage button that comes with it. And essentially, how it works, gas comes along here. He's got like a little Arduino microcontroller that controls which one they go through. These are all different notes and it works a little bit like an organ. Basically, the gas comes whistling out of these holes. It gets ignited and there is fire everywhere. I know, let's just test it. Come on, doorbell. Now, essentially, it will keep going until you answer the door or your house burns down. This is just so cool. It's actually got other tunes. Bar Bar Black Sheep. Rick Roll. That is a Secret Santa present. Sorry, Emily. If you want to see how Sam's made that, you can go backwards around the Secret Santa trail. The links are all in the description, and then you can go to his video, but it's better if you go forwards. So go and see Emily, get sparks in her eyes and ruin all her kitchen knives, and then she's made something for someone, she's made it for someone, and it will come all the way back round until it gets to Sam, and then Sam gives it back to me. It's YouTube Maker's Secret Santa. It's a fantastic, there's 12 makers, big row. It gives you guys something to watch over Christmas. It's a fantastic community thing that we do. So go and check out all the channels, give them likes and subscribe, because, you know, there's different channels of different sizes. There's big ones, there's small ones, and there's probably people that you've never heard of before. So, I'll see you in the new year. Next year, we're going to get this thing finished. It's getting close, like I said. But that is my main goal. Get that sorted. Get that DeLorean coming out to drive. Boom! Thank you, Sam. Good luck, Emily. I'll see you next year.